Conservative Party leader Pierre Poilievre is out here in Alberta, of course, campaigning in the by-election for the seat in Battle River Crowfoot, so not too far from here in Lethbridge, Alberta. Now, Pierre Poilievre made an announcement which is interesting, and he's got a list of demands here, things that he wants to scrap. And I want to highlight it here because these are all great suggestions, and they're all things that Alberta Premier Danielle Smith also wants to do with one little catch. Okay, let's read them here together, shall we? So, Pierre Poilievre and the federal Conservatives want to scrap Bill C-69. That is, of course, the No More Pipelines law. Okay? They want to get rid of Bill C-48. He wants to scrap the industrial carbon tax, also known as the hidden industrial carbon tax. We'll get back to that later. He wants to get rid of the cap on oil and gas. Super smart. Get rid of the plastics ban. Yeah, go for it. Wants to get rid of the Liberal government's censorship law targeting energy companies. For folks who don't know, there is a push from the Liberal government to make it illegal or against the rules to have things like I Heart Alberta Energy or I Heart Oil and Gas, or for oil and gas companies to promote what they're doing. That seems kind of crazy. So yeah, good idea to get rid of that. Also, this is a really big one. He wants to scrap the looming ban on the sale of gasoline and diesel-powered vehicles. Yes, folks, starting in 5 months' time, the Liberal government in Ottawa is going to start strangling our auto industry, saying that 20% of all dealership sales must be battery-powered cars and trucks. They're eventually going to ban the sale of gasoline and diesel-powered vehicles outright. That's a really dumb idea, and we don't have the energy or the money for that. So it's really good that Pierre Poilievre has got this list of things that he wants to scrap. Now, let's go back to that industrial carbon tax thing, shall we? It's a really good idea to get rid of the hidden industrial carbon tax. Prime Minister Mark Carney mentioned this while he was campaigning, saying he wants to strengthen the carbon tax. So all of his folks are busy working on his new, tougher industrial carbon tax. This is, of course, just going to hammer our industry, and it's going to ultimately be paid for by you and me. Like normal working people will still have to pay this industrial carbon tax. It'll just be harder to find it because, frankly, a gas plant is not going to just eat the cost of the industrial carbon tax. You're going to be paying more for your power bills. You're going to be paying more at the pump. Same thing goes for a fertilizer plant. They can't just absorb the big cost of an industrial carbon tax that's imposed by Carney. They're going to pass that cost on down to farmers who then will have to try to grow our food at a more expensive rate. Not a good idea. So it's good that Poilievre is saying no industrial carbon tax. No carbon tax, period. What's interesting here is that Saskatchewan Premier Scott Moe said, yeah, that's a no-brainer. Saskatchewan is a carbon tax-free zone. But you know what's happening here in Alberta? Premier Danielle Smith has frozen Alberta's provincial carbon tax, not scrapped it. Yeah, I know. It's kind of surprising. So this is a shout out, okay, to Premier Danielle Smith and her team. We know that they're busy putting together the budget over the summer and listening to Albertans, which is a super good idea. They're doing their Alberta Next panel. And a really good thing to cross off your list is scrapping the Alberta industrial carbon tax. Alberta prides itself on being a rat-free province. That's a really cool thing. Alberta should also be a carbon tax-free province. Don't let Saskatchewan have all the glory.